Stop that business you are doing and start doing this business today. Stop that business you're doing and start doing this business today. There is nothing like Ballon d'Or in business. It's in football where they use that award to recognize the most distinguished and outstanding player of the year. But if there were to be Ballon d'Or for business, this business would win Ballon d'Or every year for the next foreseeable future. For the next 30 decades, this business would be winning the Ballon d'Or of business every year. No, there'll be no contest. Okay, if you are curious to know what this business is, wait till the end of the video. Okay, I'm going to do an illustration that will lead us there, and you will know in your mind without any iota of doubt that this is the best business model. You will go and shut down the business you're doing and you'll do this business without any atom of doubt in your mind. Okay, if you are excited already and you want to know what this business model is, do not be selfish. Don't keep this video to yourself alone. Make sure to subscribe, turn on the bell notification icon, and start sharing this video already. Okay, please give the video a like. It helps me with the algorithm so that it makes the video more discoverable. Okay, but before we get into the best business model, which is going to come at the end of this video, let us do a little bit of analysis, okay, so that you will understand how we got that conclusion. All right, so now let's go. Let's say I got a severance package from where I work, all right, of the sum of 50 million naira. Okay, I got paid 50 million naira where I work, and I decided that, you know what, okay, let me build this house. Okay, so I built this house, very beautiful house I'm building here. Look at the door, look at the window, beautiful house. All right, beautiful house. Look at another window here. So I've built this house, and this house cost me 50 million naira to build. All right, so I decided that, okay, let me look for a tenant to live in this house. All right, I want to look for a tenant to live in this house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact real estate agents and tell them, oh, please, I need a tenant to live in my house. So put the word out there and get me a tenant. All right, that agent is going to earn a certain percentage of the money I get at the end of the day. So also will the person who is renting pay the agent a certain percentage at the end of the day. All right, so I could reach out to a real estate agency and tell them to put the word out there. Okay, now whenever the real estate agency brings somebody, eventually let's say they bring Mr. A. Okay, this is Mr. A. Mr. A wants to rent my house. This is Mr. A. I have work to do. First of all, I'll ask Mr. A what he does for a living. Okay, because I want to know if he has steady inflow of income to be able to consistently pay the house rent. Okay, then if I'm somebody who is very meticulous, I might prefer for a married man to live in my house, because there's a tendency for a married man to take better care of the house. If he's not taking care of it, then his spouse would take up the initiative to do that. Okay, they are a tad bit more responsible than a typical bachelor who can just hop and leave and run away. Okay, so I want a family man, somebody responsible. Number two, I'll be asking questions like, do you have plenty of friends? Do you want to be bringing people in? I don't want somebody throwing parties in my house every time, especially if I live within the compound. I want to live with somebody responsible. There's a lot of background checks and work that I need to do before I allow this tenant to live in my house. I don't want somebody who is going to turn my house into a crime scene. I don't want somebody who is going to turn my house into a den of thieves. So there are so many investigations and questions that I need to ask. Eventually, let's say this particular house is in a highbrow area and I am able to get 1 million naira, 1 million naira per year for this house, yearly rent per year. and Mr. A agrees to pay 1 million naira per year for this house, that means it's going to take me 50 years to recoup the 50 million naira I spent building this house. 50 years. Yes, you heard me right. 50 years. I don't know where you live, where you're watching this video from, but I think 1 million naira per annum is it's a good amount of money, okay, that we can use as an example for what people get to pay typically per year for a decent 3-bedroom apartment in a decent area. All right. 50 years to recover my money. All right. Now, let us have a twist. Okay. Let us have a twist. Okay. Now, let us decide that, all right, my 50 million naira severance package, okay, and I decide to spend it to build this particular house. Here's the doorway. I spent it to build this particular house. And I decide that, you know what? I'm not just going to build a 3-bedroom apartment like this and just look for a tenant and put in there. Let's say I decide to make it like a shortlet apartment. Okay? A shortlet apartment. Okay? Or a self-serviced apartment. Okay? Which is similar to what you guys call the typical hotel. But this is like an apartment hotel, a self-serviced apartment hotel. Okay? And I say I'm making it 100K per night. 100,000 naira per night. If you've stayed or put up in all these short-let apartments, you would know that they charge, a decent one could charge up to 100K per night. All right. That tells you that for me to recover my 50 million naira spent in building this particular apartment, I would be doing that recovery in just 500 days. Let me write it very well. It will take me just 500 days to recover what I spent building that house at 100K per night. And you see this 100K per night, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do for a living. I don't care about your personality. I don't need to ask. Because when people come, they stay for a night. The next morning before midday, they get out. All right? There's nothing like complacency in this agreement. Okay? You put your money down, you stay. Then you know when you're going to get out of my apartment. Okay? You pay before you move in and you get out when it's time, which is typically about 24 hours. All right? But that tenancy agreement where somebody pays for a year, they now get complacent, over familiarity now sets in. If in the 3rd year they cannot pay, they'll now start giving excuses, asking for time. Then when you want to quit them, you now give them quit notice. You give them 3 months ahead. You notify them. There are tenants that even drag their landlords to court and they win. The court will mandate you to give them XYZ time to look for another house. Disagreements up and down. If you are into tenancy agreement with your property, better get yourself a good lawyer. Because some tenants are very, very stubborn. They will look for every legal loophole to stay in your house for free for as long as possible. Too much problems. And upon all the problems, it will take you a longer time for you to recover the money that you spent building that house. Why give yourself that headache? Okay, you start looking for somebody, a tenant who is not a witch. You start looking for somebody who is responsible. You start looking for this. You start looking for that. But with a short-let apartment, move in, get out the next day. You don't need to know me. I don't need to know you. I don't care where you're from. You're just here on a short-term basis, very short-term basis, daily basis. You get out the next day, and I don't get to see your face again. All right. Now, I'll give you another example of what could be done, okay, with this 50 million. Let's say with this 50 million, for instance, I was able to build a 20 room, a 20 room guest house. Okay. A 20 bedroom guest house. A guest house that has 20 rooms. All right. I don't want to use the word hotel because the sum of 50 million naira may not build a standard hotel. So let me call it a guest room that has 20 rooms. All right. And let's say for a night, okay, let's say for a night, each room I charge 10K per night. 10K per night. So if all my rooms are booked out, I have 200K in a day. I have 200K a day. When we do the maths, it will take me just 250 days. In 250 days, I'll recover the 50 million naira I spent building the guest house. And I tell you that guest houses, they get booked out fast depending on the location. Okay? You have people that are traveling, they are new in the city, they want to stay in a guest house. They came to the city for an event. They're going to stay in the guest house. And remember, when you are running a guest house or a hotel, okay, you're going to be providing drinks, okay, for those that are lodging. They're going to buy drinks from you. So automatically, if you're a guest house or a hotelier, you are a barman. You are a beer parlor owner. Beer parlor is a standalone business on its own, okay? But you will incorporate it into the services that you provide. So automatically, you are a beer parlor owner if you own a guest house or a hotel. That's a standalone business. But of course, you have incorporated it. You're a beer parlor owner. Now, those that lodge in your hotel may have dirty clothes that they need to wash. So you provide what? Laundry services. Let's list them. You provide laundry services. So automatically, you are also a laundry man. Okay? Remember, laundry services is a standalone business on its own. Number one that I talked about is you sell drinks. You are running a beer parlor. Automatically, it's a standalone business on its own. Then we talk about when they have dirty clothes. Okay? When they have dirty clothes, a standard guest house or hotel should have laundry services. You're providing laundry services, which is also a standalone business, and you're running it as well, and you're making money from there. Okay? Now, people who are new in a city, okay, they need to move around. Okay? So a standard guest house or hotel should be able to run cab services. Okay? I've been to hotels where you see a lot of cabs. Okay? And there are drivers. The owner owns those cabs. Those cabs, they pay remittances to the owner of the hotel on a daily basis. So when you run cab services for these people, you are already a cab man. Okay? Now, if you have a hotel that has an event center, beautiful. That means you are also doing event planning, okay, you're doing event planning. If you have an event center, okay, automatically, of course, when you have this hotel or real estate or guest house, you are doing real estate business automatically. Okay, I have seen a hotel where they have a pharmacy. Okay, so what I'm saying in a nutshell is when you're doing, when you are a hotelier, you are a transporter. Look at number 3. Okay, you run a laundry. Okay, you are into hospitality automatically. Okay, you're into event planning, you're into real estate, you're a landlord. Okay, so the father of all businesses in one place is the hotel business. This business is a money spinner. I know a hotelier whose poolside is always booked out on weekends. People want to come and throw their parties at his poolside. All right, they are throwing parties at his poolside, and he charges them per hour for the party. All right, that is where the event planning comes in. They just want to pay him money to use his poolside for a party. And guess what? He doesn't allow them to come into the hotel with any drinks. He allows only for the cake, if it's a birthday party, and probably the food. Okay, he doesn't allow them to bring in drinks. They have to buy drinks from him. Okay, I forgot to add, when you're running a guest house or a hotel, of course, you have to provide food. So you are a restaurant. I wrote it there, number 6. You are a restaurant owner. Most importantly, you're a restaurant owner. You provide food. Restaurant business is a standalone business. Beer parlor is a standalone business. Laundry service is a standalone business. Cab service is a standalone business. Event planning, standalone business. All of them, you have them under one umbrella when you are running a hotel. I forgot to add that when you're running a hotel, you run a standard gymnasium. All right, a standard gymnasium where people go and get fit. All right, now a gymnasium is a standalone business, but you have incorporated it into the hotel. There are people that pay subscription for gyms just to go and get fit. Okay, it's incorporated. A hotel is a business that caters for all the needs of a human being. That is the long and short meaning of a hotel. You see, during that short period of time that that person is with you, you provide their every need, from shelter to feeding, to clothing, to whatever. You can even have a boutique. You can have a boutique. Oh yes, inside your hotel. Okay, there are people who will come into your hotel. They plan to stay just 2 days in the city for a seminar or a workshop, and the seminar or workshop was extended, or they came to see somebody and that person is delaying them. They have to stay longer. They need to buy clothes. Anything that a human being needs, every human need is meant to be catered for by a hotel. And those things don't come for free. Those needs do not come for free. Okay, the hotel is the full package. Haven't you stopped to ask yourself, why is it that when people make a lot of money, the next business they want to do is the hotel business? Ask yourself. Ask yourself. There are hotels that have clubhouses. Okay, they have clubhouses. They have lounges. Everything can come underneath a hotel. There's no business that you want to think of that does not come underneath a hotel. Okay, people pay for your poolside. They throw parties. They buy your drinks. Okay, some people, there's a way you will design your restaurant and your bar. Your restaurant and your bar in a hotel could be so attractive that people that did not lodge, they will come from outside to come and purchase drinks. On match days, when they want to watch football matches, people will come to your bar, enter your hotel. They did not come to lodge, they came to watch football and buy drinks. If the food served by your restaurant is so delicious, people from outside can come and patronize. Okay? Do you know also that if you're running a hotel business, you can be booking flights for your for those that came to lodge who are traveling? Automatically, you have become what? A travel agent. I've written it there. Number 7. A standalone business also, travel agent, you have become a travel agent. Booking flights for people when they are traveling, when they are leaving the city. So you see, all this comes together to make the hotel guest house business the Ballon d'Or winner of any business you can ever think of. Do you agree with me on this? If you do, let me see your comment in the comment section below. And it's not something you need to start big. When they say hotel, it doesn't have to be big. Okay, there are levels to this thing. And you say I talked about guest houses. You can start with 5 rooms. Okay, you can start with 5 rooms. You can start with 7 rooms. Start with what you have. The main idea is, instead of dealing with somebody for the long term, an individual for a long term who is paying for a year, who intends to stay in your house for 5 years, when you have to worry about what they do, you have to worry about their character, you have to worry if they have witchcraft, you have to worry about so many things. You have to deal with them every time they are all up in your face and they are paying you less. Why don't you deal with people on a short-term basis and get more money at the end of the day and recover your capital at the end of the day? A lot of rich people know this, and that's why they are diving deep into this business. Okay, so if you're watching this video, you can start small. Start with a decent apartment. Maybe there's a house. You're moving out of a house. You built another house. You can convert that house into a mini guest house. Okay, provide food, provide drinks, provide security. Then you're good to go. Okay, let me see what your thoughts are in the comment section below. My name is Victor Isibo. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye.